call to order the regular meeting of the police jury dated Thursday, June 23rd, 2011. We'll have the invocation by Mr. Stelly, followed by the pledge. Please stand.
Thank you, and I would like to pass that on to Mrs. Griffin, please.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we are so thankful that you have allowed for us to come together to take care of business for your people. And we just come to you with thanksgiving, Heavenly Father, because of who you are and how great you are, and there's no other God like you. And we ask that you would be with us tonight as we take care of business, and that the things we say and do will be pleasing in your sight. In the name of Jesus the Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mrs. Griffin. Face the flag, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Griffin. Mr. Stelly. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Yes, sir. Mr. Engerpont?
Here.
Mr. Collins?
Here.
Mr. Farnham?
Here.
Mrs. Griffin?
Present.
Mr. Guidry?
Here.
Mr. Hassan? Mr. Landry?
Here.
Dr. Mackey?
Present.
Mr. McMillan?
Here.
Mr. Scott?
Here.
Mr. Spell?
Here.
Mr. Stelly?
Here.
Mr. Sias?
Present.
Excuse me, Mrs. Trimming? Here. And President Brain.
Here.
You do have a quorum.
Thank you, Kathy. I'd ask anybody in the audience that has a cell phone if you just put it on silent for us tonight, please. Thank you. And thank you for being here. With that said, we'll go to item 5, appearance of Miss Jill Landry, Southwest Louisiana Regional Representative for U.S. Senator David Bitter. Miss Landry. She here tonight? Okay, she may be late. We'll come back to item 5. We'll go to item 6, presentation of plaques to the following employees in recognition and appreciation of their years of service to the citizens of Calcasieu Parish. Mr. Wainwright. Wainwright.
Wainwright.
Thank you, Mr. Brain.
Thank you, Alan.
We have Freddie Pounds here tonight, and then Patrick wasn't able to make it. But just to say a few words about Freddie, he's a mechanic with our department, our West Maintenance shop. Been there for 12+ years. He's really been working around the heavy equipment arena since 1977, so he knows his way around heavy equipment quite well. He's been a real asset. Moving on to, I guess, another phase in his life and retiring, and we're proud of that. His service was with Calcasieu Parish was excellent, and took care of a lot of equipment. So with that, Freddie, we have a plaque for you, presented to you, and congratulations and best wishes in your retirement.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you. And just briefly on Patrick Ordwine, he had worked here for 30 years, finished his career out at our Office of Emergency Preparedness site. Outstanding career and a wonderful employee. He couldn't make it tonight, but someone that I learned a tremendous amount. Personally, he served as our fleet manager for many, many years, set up most of the things that were in those shops. Pat was an awesome employee. I wish he could have made it tonight. He really did a lot for Calcasieu Parish, especially in times when we were in a bind and you needed something, hurricanes especially. Patrick, he did a lot in those events, so I want to thank him for his service.
Thank you, Alan.
I will too.
Okay, we'll go to item 7, take appropriate action on applications for liquor and beer permits. Mr. Vickers?
Mr. President, we have no applications tonight.
Okay, thank you, sir. We'll go to item 8, consideration of approval of all payment of all current invoices. Have a motion by Mr. Engerpont and a second by Mr. Guidry. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. We go to item 9, consideration of approving the minutes of the regular meeting of the police jury dated May 19, 2011. Have a motion by Ms. Griffin and a second by Mr. Farnham. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Item 10, take appropriate action.
Mr. President, if I could, I'd like to, at this point, recommend on behalf of Ellis Hassan, our former police juror, a guy that our former police juror president and a guy that served this community well as 8 years on this police juror with us. I'd like to recommend Brent Clement to fill that position at this time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. McMillan. I have a motion and a second.
Would you like to finish?
Yeah, why don't you go
reading
ahead
it?
and
Let me go ahead and read the item. Would be good. Take appropriate action in accordance with LSA-RS 18602A to fill the vacancy in the District 12 seat on the police jury, which was created by the resignation of Mr. Ellis Hassan, and adopt a resolution related thereto. Mr. Bean, would you like to say a few words?
I just want to clarify that in accordance with state law, this is on your agenda tonight. You have a deadline of June 30th to make that appointment to fill that unexpired term, which will be through January the 9th of 2012, which is the end of the current term. But other than that,
Okay.
if you have any questions about that process.
I don't believe we do, Mr. Beam, but I do have a motion by Mr. McMillan and a second by Mr. Stelly to appoint Mr. Brent Clement. Brent, are you in the audience tonight? Do any jurors have any discussion?
Does he have to sit next to me?
Well, would you rather me over there? You want to think about it?
I'll think about it.
Brent?
May I say a few words?
Yes,
please?
you
Thank
sure
you,
may.
Mr. President. First of all, I would like to put my name in to serve the community. It saddens me, the circumstances it's under, and my prayers still go out to Ellis and Hollis and the Hassan family. But I would be honored if y'all would allow me to fulfill the term for a 6-month period to serve the community, serve the people of District 12, as well as all the residents of Calcasieu Parish. And I would enjoy working with y'all again, and I'll do my very best to serve the constituents of Calcasieu Parish.
Brent, thank you. We'd love having you up here. At this time, without any objection, I'll have Eric Rohn go ahead and Brent and swear you in, and you can go ahead and take your seat.
Better take the vote first.
Is there any objection to that? Hearing none, that motion will carry.
You can raise your right hand, please, and state after me. I, Brent Clement,
I, Brent Clement,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
that I will support the constitutional laws of the United States
and the constitutional laws of this state,
and the constitutional laws of this state,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all duties
that I will faithfully and impartially perform the duty.
that I will. No, let me start over. I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all duties
That I will faithfully and impartially perform all duties of this office
incumbent upon me
incumbent upon me
as Police Juror of Calcasieu Parish, Louisiana, District Number 12,
as Calcasieu Parish Police Juror, District Number 12,
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding, so help me God.
and understanding, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Brent, before you take your seat, I may have to warn you about Francis over there. I sat by him for many years.
You hadn't sat by him as many as Brett has. I can promise you that.
Okay, with that done and said, we will go to item 11. Adopt an ordinance levying the following maintenance tax millages for 2011 as submitted by the parish tax assessor. Mr. Milner.
Thank you, Mr. President. On both item number 11 and number 12, these levies requested tonight are the same millages that were levied in the prior year. So it's just no changes at all.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Milner. And if,
Move on 12, 11, and 12.
Second.
okay, I have a motion by Dr. Mackey and second by Mr. Stelly. I'll go ahead and read the millages in the record. Courthouse and jail maintenance, 3.27 mills. Criminal justice system maintenance, 2.99 mills. Mosquito control maintenance, 2.28 mills. Airport District Number 1 maintenance, 0.58 mills. Burton Coliseum and Agricultural Services maintenance, 1.36 mills. Health Unit Maintenance, 2.24 mills. Juvenile Detention Maintenance, 3.16 mills. Road and Drainage Maintenance, 3.67 mills. Ward 3 Fire Protection District Number 2, 11.08 mills. Library Maintenance, 5.99 mills. Sewer District Number 11 of Ward 3 Maintenance, 9.00 mills. Have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. If I may, go back to item 10. Les Farnham had a comment.
Oh, I'm okay.
Okay, you're good? Okay. Scratch that then. We'll go to item 12.
Did we get a vote? We did, and we have a motion on 12 for Dr. Mackey and Mr. Stelling.
Okay. Do I need to read 12?
Yes.
Okay. Item 12, adoption of an ordinance levying the following general purposes tax millages for 2011 as submitted by the parish tax assessor. Have a motion by Dr. Mackey and a second by Mr. Stelling. Calcasieu Parish accept City of Lake Charles, Town of Benton, City of DeQuincy, City of Sulphur, and City of Westlake 4.41 mills. Calcasieu Parish within the corporate limits of City of Lake Charles, Town of Benton, City of DeQuincy, City of Sulphur, and City of Westlake 2.20 mills. And that'll be it. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. We'll skip 13 and come back to it at 6 o'clock. 14, take appropriate action on RZ 03-006-11, which is a request by Margie Miller to rezone from R1 to R2 to allow one duplex on Tallowood Road in Ward 3.
Move to accept with the stipulation.
A motion by Dr. Mackey to accept and a second by Mr. Landry. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Item 15, consideration of adopting a resolution indicating.
Move on 15.
No objection to the following proposed projects in Calcasieu Parish. 15-1, proposal by Timothy M. Connor for the extension of time to complete previous authorized work off Parish Road in Lake Charles. The planning staff recommends that the police jury indicates no objection to this request. 15-2, proposal of Mike G. Kyle and Brenda L. Underwood to reclaim land lost due to erosion for private recreational use. Planning staff recommends that the police jury indicates no objection to this project. I have a motion by Mr. Andrepont, and somebody give me a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Farnham. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Item 16, consideration adopting a resolution approving this subrecipient agreement between the police jury and Gravity Drainage District Number 6 of Ward 5 and 6 for the High Hope Road Drainage Project utilizing Hurricane Katrina, Rita, CDBG.
Move on item
Disaster
16.
Recovery funds. Have a motion by Mr. McMillan and a second by Mr. Size. Is there any discussion?
Yes, sir, Mr. President.
Go ahead, Mr. McMillan.
At this time, I'd like to call Claire up to give us an update on exactly where this project's at and how we are moving forward with this drainage opportunity.
Sure. Good evening, everybody. Based on Myron Associates, which is the engineer for the project, providing me the final bid specs on Monday, which is the 27th, and following the shortest time frame allowed by law to advertise and open bids, that puts the opening of bids on August 5th, and the award could be made, that's a Friday, so the award could be made by the Gravity Drainage District Monday, August 8th. And that's where we are.
Claire, could you just state your name and
Sure.
position with the jury, please?
Claire Thompson, Senior Grants Planner, Planning and
Okay.
Development.
Thank you very much.
And
Hal, go ahead.
just for a couple things, and I'd just like to compliment Claire and the staff and everybody that's worked very hard to bring this project to fruition. It'll be a tremendous project. We've been working on it for a long time. The High Hope Road residents have had drainage problems out there for years. This jury is keenly aware of the problems that they have had out there. And to go out for requests for proposals and a little bit about the project, it's going to be piped through the Weiss Ridge area. It's going to be 4 48-inch pipes. It's a $3.4 million project, and through a lot of CBDG money and a lot of grant money that we've got over a long period of time, this is going to be tremendous for the High Hope Road area. We all remember the last sign I saw out there said, "Got drainage, Hal, no." I think it's got drainage police jury, yes. So we are going to move forward with this project, and I thank every one of you police jurors on supporting me in this project. Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome, Mr. McMillan. Is there any other discussion? Go ahead, Mr. Landry.
We was kind of scared for you to drive down that road. We thought we better help you a little bit.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, that motion will carry. Go to item 17, consideration of
Move on 17.
adopting a resolution changing the road name of Recreation Boulevard, Ward 1 to Don Manuel Boulevard in honor and recognition of Mr. Manuel's years of service and dedication as police juror. Mr. Spell.
Thank you, Mr. President, my colleagues on the jury. This particular road has a lot of significance. As most of you know, Mr. Manuel spent a lot of time at the facility that's located at the end of this road. He was very instrumental in establishing a buddy ball program, as well as coaching for many years at that facility, and just spending a lot of time in support of the programs and children and parents that use that. This request is in respect and aligned with family wishes, and I just want to say that I'm very appreciative of this jury honoring Mr. Manuel in this particular way. I know this would be a very special gesture towards him. So to Mr. Manuel and his family, we extend them all of our best wishes and prayers, and thank you to the jury for considering this.
Thank you, Mr. Spell. Any other discussion? Any objection? I have a motion by Mr. Spell and a second by Ms. Griffin. With no objection, that motion will carry. Item 18, consideration of adopting a resolution improving the issuance by the West Calcasieu Parish Community Center Authority of not to exceed $7,855,000 revenue bonds, events and community center project 2011 series, and providing for other matters with respect thereto. Motion by Ms. Griffin and a second by Mr. Andrepont. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Item 19, consideration of ratifying the issuance and execution by the President of the Police Jury of a notice of restrictions due to existing drought conditions signed on Thursday, June 16, 2011, ordering and imposing restrictions on any outdoor burning activities. I have a motion by Mr. Landry and a second by Dr. Mackey. Ms. Dick, you want to come on up? Just state your name and position. Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Trimming.
Whenever Dick comes up.
Okay.
I'll ask him if you don't mind.
Dick Grimion, Director of Calcasieu Parish Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness.
God knows we needed this, didn't we?
Yes, ma'am.
But we really needed this rain. I think there's some questions from the public now that we have gotten some rain. And I know we need like about a month of this every day to even get caught up. But what they're concerned about is we did get some rain, but what are we going to do about the fireworks situation?
I'll show you a slide next, Ms. Trimmie,
Okay.
and we have some thoughts on that.
Okay.
I have a couple of slides I wanted to show you. This is the picture of the drought situation in Louisiana right now. And as Ms. Trimmie said correctly, this rain that we got this week is not going to be sufficient to break this drought condition. We haven't been in this situation since about 2000. There is some more rain predicted maybe later next week. But this is a long-term problem. It will take many inches of rain. As you all know, you can just look at your yard and tell what the problem is. The water is gone, grass is dead, pine trees are dying. There's a lot of things going on. So we imposed our restrictions last week when the weather situation got to where our trigger point is, and we anticipate having to leave it in effect for the full 30 days and possibly an extension into July if we don't get a significant amount of rain between now and then. If we could go to the next slide. And Ms. Trimmie, we have had a lot of questions about fireworks. So we talked to the State Fire Marshal's office, and here are the numbers. These are statistics on causes of wildfires from last year's season. And as you can see, about 90% of fires are either accidentally or intentionally set. The open burning which is typically someone burning trash or leaves in their yard, accounts for 60% of all wildfires in Louisiana. Arson accounts for another 30%. That is a year-round problem. We recently have had some problems with that in Ward 5. We have a series of fires up there that the fire departments think that were arson fires. Get down to other 9%, and then you get to fireworks, 0.1%. Now, you would think for as much questions as that fireworks generates, there would be more fires, but when you actually look at the numbers, it's a very small percentage of these fires are caused by fireworks. With the situation with the rain and with the short time between now and July 4th, we've talked to the fire departments, and we think that an education effort through the media is going to be more effective than a ban of fireworks. As you know, the laws like that are only as good as enforcement. People can buy fireworks in other locations. Banning the sale of fireworks in Calcasieu Parish probably would not have that much effect on these numbers up here. So what we're going to try to do next week, the week leading up to July 4th, is get some stories out, some information out to the public about safety with fireworks. That is, unless the police jury has other thoughts, and we'd be glad to hear that.
Thank you, Dick. Sandy?
No, he answered my question very well. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Go ahead.
Any other questions on the burning? I had one other slide.
Any other, George, have any questions?
The last slide I have, just a heads up for next week. There are some indications there'll be some tropical development in the Bay of Campeche next week. Water in the Gulf is very warm because of all the hot weather we've had. And it's just a reminder that we are in hurricane season, and for people to be prepared and have their preparations done for this upcoming hurricane season. It's been quiet so far, but indications are that we will have a busy season this year.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dick. Appreciate it. Okay, have a motion and a second on item 19. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, that item will carry. We'll go to 20.
Move on 20.
Second.
Consideration adopting a resolution authorizing the McNeese Foundation of the Lake Charles Downtown Development Authority to use the parish courthouse grounds in conjunction with the historic City Hall grounds for the 7th annual Rouge et Blanc Wine and Food Taste Event to be held in October 2011. I have a motion by Dr. Mackey and a second by Mr. McMillan. Is there any discussion? Go ahead.
No, I'd just like to make just comment how that this event is really a first-class event. If anybody has the opportunity to go to that thing, you really should go. That is a first-class event. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stelly. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Any objection? Hearing none, that motion will carry. Item 21.
Move on 21.
Adopting a resolution approving the renewal of a joint services agreement between the police jury and the Calcasieu Parish Tax Assessor's Office, wherein the parish will provide geographic information systems services to assist in the management of the utilization of land parcel information to the Tax Assessor's Office. I have a motion by Mr. Fornham and a second by Mr. Sias. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Go ahead, Mr. Andrew Pont.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't have a discussion on this, but while we're on the subject of Tax Assessor's Office, you know, they had a ribbon cutting in Sulphur the other day with Lynn Jones's office, and is there a possibility that sometime in the near future we may have a sub-office of the Tax Assessor? Have y'all discussed this or not?
No, sir, actually not. Certainly can talk to them about that, but to my knowledge, they haven't contacted us about it.
Okay. Well, I think it would be a good move in light of the fact that the other agencies are starting to have satellite offices on the west side of the river, so whenever. Okay. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew Pont. Any other discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, that motion will carry. Go to item 22, consideration of adopting a resolution approving the renewal of a joint services agreement between the police jury and the Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office for a one-year period for the continued operation of the MAP program. I have a motion by Mr. Collins and a second by Ms. Griffin. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, that motion will carry. Item 23, consideration of adopting a resolution authorizing the president of the police jury to execute the
Move on
necessary
23.
documents for acquisition of right-of-way from Gretchel Grout on Miller Avenue in Ward 4. I have a motion by Mr. McMillan and a second by Ms. Griffin. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion
President.
carries. Yes.
Just real quick discussion. The reason we're acquiring this property is right there on Highway 378 or Miller Avenue near Riverside Park. We're going to be putting a new bridge. We've got 100% federal funding, and they're going to be taking out that bridge and putting in a brand new bridge. So that's part of this issue. So that's going to be very good for our community because the rating on that bridge was very low, and we're going to get a new bridge out of it with federal funding. I'd like to commend Mr. Wainwright on his work on that project, or Mr. Connor, excuse me, on his work on that project.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Bean?
I'm sorry, I apologize, but I couldn't resist. I was going to go back on 22. I meant to say this on that MAP program, which y'all have supported greatly, and it's been a great program, but it's coincidental.
Yeah.
It's been many years, but it just so happens Brent was the one that years ago when the federal MAP thing finished after the I-10 repair, asked if there was a way we could work to do this locally, and y'all did it, and it's been there ever since, and I just wanted to remind everybody that it was a great idea, and it's worked very well.
Thank you, Brian. Mr. Landry?
Really need to thank Brent's mother, because that's really what made that happen, was Brent's mother.
I've heard that before.
And also, Mr. McMillan, at least you got one out of two bridges in Westlake.
We're working on the overpass. We'll get overpass someday. Thank you, Mr. Landry.
All right. With that, go ahead, Ms. Griffin.
Thank you. In reference to number 23, Mr. Bean, who could answer this question? Mr. Miller stated that, and I was aware of some of it, Macmillan rather, that we got 100% fine award from the federal government. How much was that award?
I really don't know the answer to that. Is that Tim?
The award will be based on the actual bid, once it goes out for bid. But they're estimating that'll be somewhere close to about $1.5, $1.7 million.
And they guarantee the full amount?
Yes.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Griffin. Any other discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, that item 23 will carry. Go to 24, then we'll come back to our 6 o'clock action. 24 is consideration of adopting a resolution
Move on
authorizing
24.
the President of the Police Jury to execute the necessary documents for acquisition of right-of-ways from various homeowners at the intersection of Park Road and Recreation Boulevard in Ward 1. I have a motion by Mr. Spell and a second by Mr. Stelly. Is there any objection? Any discussion? Go ahead, Mr. Stelly. Mr.
If I could, just have Mr. Connor give a brief explanation on what project this is covering. Item 24 on the agenda, Mr. Connor.
This is another project that is going to provide a left-turning movement from Park Road into the recreational area, which was Recreation Boulevard, which is now Don Manuel Boulevard. And we'll provide some curbing also on the approaches where we're having to do some transitioning to create that left-turning movement and some drainage improvements, so right in that intersection.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Spell. Any other discussion? Any objection? That item will carry. Have a few more minutes. We'll go ahead and do 25. Consideration of adopting a resolution approving a joint services agreement between the Police Jury Division of Engineering and Public Works and Waterworks District Number 5 of Ward 3 and 8 as Managing Board of Sewer District Number 11 of Ward 3 to provide mowing and herbicide applications to the sewer facility area and pond levees. I have a motion by Mr. Size and a second by Mr. Landry. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay, we'll go to our 6 o'clock action. And that'll be item 13. Hold a public hearing at 6 p.m. As a result of a notice provided to the owner of property described below in accordance with Article 2, Chapter 6 of the Code of Ordinances of the Parish of Calcasieu, Louisiana, ordering said owner to show cause as to why the structure on said property should not be condemned. 13-1, 7454 Blanco Lane. Mr. Vickers.
Mr. President, I would ask that the jurors maybe pay attention to the summary of events on page number 2, which kind of gives a chronological order of the events that have taken place in reference to this proposed condemnation. We've been working on this for over a year, and one of the things that has occurred here is that Mr. Lovelady, we gave him additional time in order to apply for some governmental assistance through hazard mitigation. Subsequently, we got information that that application had been denied. Insofar as housing, basically what has occurred is that we were able to give Mr. Lovelady a second or a Section 8 unit through our housing program, so he does have housing. Our recommendation at this point is that, if you look subsequently at page 3, what the fire marshal said is this mobile home really cannot be fixed. It's beyond repair. In fact, the fire marshal told us that he would not let occupancy occur at this particular location. So, I mean, it really doesn't leave us a whole lot of choice. So, therefore, our recommendation is going to be that we recommend it be condemned and be removed within 30 days.
So moved.
Second. Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Landry to condemn and a second by Mr. Spell. Any discussion? Mr. Landry.
Mr. Lovelady can speak.
Oh, okay.
I think he's here, yeah.
Mr. Lovelady, just state your name and address for the record.
Michael Lovelady, 7454 Blanco, Lake Charles.
Okay, what would you like to say?
All right, I don't know what the deal is here. I get issued a permit, and then I start working on the place, and then Mr. Thibodeau comes out there and posts, or I think it was Mr. Thibodeau, posts a deal from the fire marshal from Baton Rouge, because we don't have a HUD inspector in this parish, that states that because this fire marshal looks at 4 pictures and tells me my place is not deemed feasible to rebuild. Mr. Landry, for some reason, is taking my neighbor's side of the fence on this. I haven't given... You know, I didn't say too much whenever they posted the first thing because I was trying to get a grant on the situation, so I wasn't going to say too much either way until I found out. Well, I kind of ended up dragging my feet because I didn't keep up with the grant part of it, and then whenever Mr. Robinson called me and informed me here about a month ago, or a month and a half ago, of the process, and he or somebody in his office had talked to the grant people and gave me the information to get a hold of these grant people. I finally ended up getting a hold of them, which they ended up giving me 30 days. That's why I wasn't here for the last meeting. In a nutshell, I didn't qualify for the grant because we're in what they call a surge zone. We're not in a flood zone. So now I'm going to squawk to keep the trailer because it's going to cost me less to put that trailer back into living order than it is to start from scratch. They're saying that that I can't put this trailer back in living order without certain NAPs or something. The original house plan is what it is. Well, within a mile of my trailer, there's 2 trailers that's already been modified. One's been on Tank Farm Road, which is only about 2 blocks from my area that somebody has modified. and made like a porch. You can see plainly. Then if you go down Tom Hebert Road, you can see on the left-hand side, as you're coming back into town, somebody had cut the trailer in half. All right, if that's good for them, then why is it not good enough for me? Because those weren't original house plans.
Mr. Lovelady, maybe let Mr. Landry address you on that. Go ahead, Mr. Landry.
I mean, first of all, he's getting off on a different subject of these other trailers. I have no idea really what he's talking about. That's not what's before us tonight. What's before us tonight is his situation. I guess it's been almost a year ago he came before us. The decision was made, which I didn't vote for it, but the decision was made to give him more time. He did obtain the permit, and as he said, we didn't have anybody here to do that type of inspection. The planning office got in touch with the powers that be that needed to do that, and according to the state fire marshal, it doesn't matter what he does to the structure, he's not going to approve it. It cannot be fixed. There's really no decision or no side to take. The decision's made, so it doesn't really matter what we say if we give him more time or what he does to the structure. The state fire marshal has said it cannot be fixed, and they'll never approve it. So no matter what you do or how much money you spend on it, he's still not going to approve it. So there's really no decision to make. It's been made already some months ago. As far as the grant, the file has been closed, which I think, Mr. Vickers, don't you have correspondence between the state, the road home, and your office that states that his file has been closed? That's also gone on for about a year, I believe, and they've tried to get different pieces of information, and finally the time just has run out, and so that avenue is gone. You can't repair the structure you've got there because the state fire marshal isn't going to allow it. So there's really not a decision for us to make.
That's not what that memo said. The memo said it couldn't be done unless I went to our IRC codes, which is building a regular house. Unless I brought it up to IRC codes, then it could be manufactured if you read your memo, sir.
I don't have the memo. This has been going on for a year. I don't really need the memo. I get calls every 2 weeks, and we go over it and over it. Mr. Vickers, did the state fire marshal or not? What did the man say again?
Well,
it can't be repaired, is what he said.
Well, basically what he said was that he's reviewed the photos you sent to me, and I find that this home will no longer be in compliance with HUD standards. The HUD label is no longer good on this home. It cannot be put back into compliance with the manufacturer's blueprints and inspected by HUD approved. The only way he said he could see this being lived in again would be if it would be rebuilt to the IRC code. The problem there is that the IRC does modular construction. It does not do HUD construction.
So it can't be done.
That's correct.
In the situation that we have here.
And that's why he said no occupancy of this home will be granted by this office.
Right.
Thank you.
That's all, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Landry. Mr. Stelling.
Jimmy, is he the one who makes the final decision on this? Why would the state fire marshal's office even become involved in this guy's deal? I'm not understanding that.
Well, I mean, it's because basically they're responsible. He's the HUD construction compliance program officer.
So if we have a home here in Calcasieu Parish that we think needs to be condemned, do we call the fire marshal's office to ask him whether or not it needs to be condemned?
Not every time, no. But where there's a potential issue like we've had with this that has kind of been ongoing, we ask the fire marshal to give us some type of recommendation. And when we found out, too, that he had the HUD program, that was something that's been fairly recent that's been transferred down to them. Previously, we didn't have anybody to go to, but now we can go to the fire marshal.
But the grant that he did not get was coming from HUD?
It was coming actually from FEMA as a hazard mitigation grant.
Okay, and that would have involved the fire marshal's office in the final inspection of the home?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, I'm just not understanding why the fire marshal would make a statement that the occupancy of this home would not be granted by his office, by this office. I'm not understanding, is he the final decision?
Well, I think what he's saying, Mr. Stelly, is that this particular dwelling unit cannot be reconstructed to meet the original HUD standard.
So in other words, even if 8 people up here said, well, we think the man can continue to build his home as he pleases or blah, 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 does that mean that we override this guy's statement on this letter?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stelly. Is there any other discussion? If not, that motion will carry. We need to vote. Okay. Any objection?
I'm going to vote
Do a roll call.
not to condemn the...
Roll call, Kathy, please.
Let the record reflect how I support Mr. Stelly.
We're going to do a roll call vote.
Okay.
Oh,
I have a question.
Go ahead, Mr. Guidry.
Mr. Michael, is this residence that we're discussing here tonight on Blanco, do you plan on making this your residence? I mean,
That's my home, yes, sir. I mean, yes, the parish, when they condemned, first off, when they condemned my property, yes, there was no water going to it, there was no electricity. And I don't know what gave them the right to go into my trailer to begin with, because I was still living there. At the time when they went in there, I wasn't there. I was in Houston at the VA hospital. And from what I understand, from the law enforcement point of view, if a person, even if the door was open, which they're saying it was, which it wasn't, but even if the door was open, unless someone invites you in, you're trespassing. All right, first off, I want to get that out in the air. I was still living there, even though, no, I didn't have the funds for electricity or water. I was still sleeping there. I was still storing my stuff there. I was eating some meals there on a camp stove. It was my residence. All right, once they evicted me out of my own home, and yes, they did put me on Section 8, and everybody's laughing about it that knows me, that the parish kicks me out and then pays $500 a month for me to live in a Section 8 housing development. I don't see where the justice is in this. First off, nobody here bought that property for me. Yes, I have had grass cut. I've had materials pulled off that property. Materials, which I'll point out, has been building materials, because I got a neighbor, for some reason, that Mr. Landry is going to listen to. They don't give me their names, but I know who they are.
Mr. Lovelady, okay, let's go to Mr. Clement. You go ahead, Brent. Go ahead. You still have the floor, Kevin.
Do you have any type of means financially to continue work on this property as we speak, Mr. Michael?
I have some materials off-site right now. We've just been waiting until I can come up here and we can finally get a final decision. Like I said, I put everything off on hold because of the grant thing. And so when they posted that little notice up there, I didn't march back up here with the little paper that y'all overturned the first time, which I appreciate. And I'm trying to stay out of y'all's hair. I paid the mortgage or the tax liens, whatever you want to call it, against my property. But as far as working financially, no. I pick up jobs here and there. But yes, I have materials off-site. Matter of fact, I even have a couple of contractor friends that are going to come and help me. They said it would probably take about a week and a half, 2 weeks to put the place back in sight, back in functioning order.
You say in 2 weeks that you could have this resident in living condition?
That's what they say. I figured it would be closer to more 2 months, but...
I yield the floor, Mr. President.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Michael.
Mr. Clement.
Thank you, Mr. President. He may have answered that, but have you done any work I look at this, and it's back to 2010 when you first were issued.
Yes, sir. I started stripping out. I don't know if they have the pictures because I don't see which they have there. Right. Started stripping out, and I started stripping out in the floor and stuff. But like I said, whenever I got that notice, and then Mr. Thibodeau was telling me to cease and halt because of the grant, that I wasn't supposed to be doing anything. So that's why I quit where I was at. But yes, it's been cleaned up. All the trash has been hauled off. It looks a lot better than probably the pictures you have there now.
Thank you, Mr. Clement. These pictures were taken on the 20th, by the way, Monday. Mr. Farnham.
Thank you, Mr. President. Jimmy, will the IRC code support the rebuilding of any of this structure as it stands, or will it have to be stripped down to the ground and start over? You know, the mobile home construction with the roof line and all that, does the IRC code support that?
The IRC would support modular housing, which, I mean, that is constructed under the IRC. The problem that you have here is that this particular mobile home is a HUD unit, and it has to be rebuilt under the HUD code.
But the HUD code doesn't exist anymore. The HUD umbrella doesn't exist anymore.
Well, I mean, yeah, the HUD, there is a HUD umbrella. That's what we're talking about with Mr.
There's
Stelly.
nothing to do with HUD that will support any kind of rebuilding of this structure. Is that correct?
There's nothing to do with what, I'm sorry?
Rebuilding this structure at all. There's nothing under the HUD code, if you will, that would support rebuilding this.
That's correct.
So you'd have to fall under some other umbrella, which would be, what would it fall under?
Well, I mean, it's not a lot of options out there.
The IRC code being one of them.
The IRC wouldn't be an option because this is not, it's, again, is that the IRC would only apply to modular housing.
So this has got to get
Would not
reclassified
apply
to something.
HUD housing.
If it can't be classified as HUD, it's got to be reclassified as something else. So we'd have to pin a tail on some donkey out there of what it's going to be. You can't stay in no man's land forever, I wouldn't think. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, Mr. Farnham. Does anybody have any other discussion? Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah,
Farnham.
if they don't. This has been going on for years. And you've got, there's other people, they may not be here tonight, and he's telling you his side of the story, and that's all, that's fine. And I respect people's property rights or what have you, but this thing can't be rebuilt. It's full of termites, and he's going to spend more money doing this, and then he still isn't going to be able to live in it. I mean, it's almost like protecting him from himself, because he's going to waste his money. They're never going to approve it. It's never going to be approved for him to be able to live in that trailer. He's never going to get the electricity turned on. So why do that? And he indicates it's like it's not one neighbor. I get people from the other street calling me. They don't even live on the same street. So there's lots of phone calls. In fact, I get more phone calls on this street than I do anywhere else in my district. And most of them are about this piece of property. So, I know you want to look out for his rights, but what about the other people that are living around there? They've had to put up with this for years as this has been going on. And a year ago, we gave him a chance, and, nothing's really happening. We've done everything we could do to help him. It can't be fixed. It just can't be fixed. It needs to be condemned and hauled off. And then he can build a house or he can do whatever he wants to after that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Landry. Any other discussion? Kathy?
Yes, sir.
Roll call.
The motion on the floor is to condemn the property and have it removed within 30 days. Mr. Anderpont?
No.
Mr. Collins?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I need to back up. Mr. Clement?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Farnham?
Yes.
Mr. Collins, did you vote no or yes? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes, okay. That's what I thought, but I marked it wrong. Mrs. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Guidry?
No.
Mr. Landry?
Yes.
Dr. Mackey?
Yes.
Mr. McMillan?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Spell?
Yes.
Mr. Stelly?
No.
Mr. Sias?
Yes.
Mrs. Trimming? Motion carried 10-4.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Mr. Lovelady. Okay, without any objection, we'll move to item 26. Consideration of approving.
Move on 26 is all board.
Following a request from the Office of Juvenile Justice Services, 26.1, adoption of resolution approving the agreement between the Police Jury, Office of Juvenile Justice Services, and the State of Louisiana Office of Juvenile Justice, wherein the Office of Juvenile Justice Services will participate in the Title 4E Federal Foster Care Reimbursement Program. 26.2, adopt a resolution authorizing the submittal of a grant application in the amount of $4,000 to the Children's Miracle Network to deliver and enhance delinquency prevention and intervention programs. 26.3, adopt a resolution approving a contract between the Police Jury and the Educational and Treatment Council, Inc., for an amount up to $135,000 for the provision of treatment and other relevant services to the Juvenile Drug Court Treatment Program. 26.4, adopt a resolution approving the submittal of a proposal to the State of Louisiana Office of Juvenile Justice for an amount up to $90,000 to provide for continuation of a mental health court to coordinate stabilization services and for court-involved youth. And that's it. I have a motion by Mr. Sias. Is that on all bullets, Mr. Sias?
Yes, it is.
And a second by Ms. Griffin. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. We go to item 27. Consideration of adopting a resolution
On
approving a
27.
grant between the Police Jury and the Louisiana Workforce Commission Office of Workforce Development for the period of April 1st, 2011 through June 30th, 2013 in the amount of $1,113,962 to provide workforce development services in accordance with Title 1B of the Workforce Investment Act 1998. I have a motion by Ms. Griffin and a second by Mr. Guidry. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Item 28. Consideration of adopting a resolution approving the memorandum of understanding between the Calcasieu Parish Consortium Workforce Investment Board on the WIA required one-stop partners for the operations of the workforce development system. I have a motion by Mr. Collins and a second by Ms. Griffin. Is there any discussion? Any
Mr.
objection?
President?
Yes, go ahead,
May I
Ms. Griffin.
please? Thank you. I attended a meeting today, and they're really doing a lot of things over there, really helping all of the dislocated workers and our young adults trying to find employment. And tomorrow they're going to be short of another staff member. So they're doing a lot of work with all of the cuts. They've had to lay off a lot of people, but they're still doing a good job, and I would just like to pass that on. And I've seen a lot of people getting trained, and they've really helped us and assist a lot going to school. And this is what's needed, because I read in the newspaper just yesterday, we do have jobs available, but we don't have people that's trained for the jobs that these businesses are seeking. So this is a good thing.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Griffin. Any other discussion? Any objection? Item 28 will carry. We'll go to 29, take appropriate action on the
Move on
bids
29.
received by the parish personated on June 15, 2011 for Calcasieu Parish project number 2011-06. The agenda note reads, the parish engineer recommends that the low bid in the amount of $2,941,027 of Bassett Development Corporation be accepted. Have a motion by Mr. Spell and a second by Mr. Stelly. Is there any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Item 30, consideration of authorizing the parish purchasing agent to advertise for bids for the following. 30.1, 1 2011 or 2012 3/4 ton pickup truck with utility bed. 30.2 is Calcasieu Parish Health Unit Annex Emergency Generator Project. 33 is energy improvements to 901 Lakeshore Drive Building Project. 30.4 is shoreline protection at Intracoastal Park Project. 30.5 is CPPJ Solid Waste Convenience Centers Project. 30.6 is 2 trash compactors to be used at the solid waste convenience centers. I have a motion by Mr. Andrepont and a second by Ms. Griffin. Mr. Landry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't know if this would be Allen or Kane. On 30.1, it's been stating on here, is this an additional vehicle or is this to replace?
I can answer that. It was misstated in the drafts, Mr. Landry. It's not an additional vehicle. Earlier in 2011, facilities sold off 2 vehicles. This is actually 1, so net for the year, we're down 1.
So what got faxed to us?
That was our error in the department. We didn't catch it early on.
Well, I thought I glanced at it and that it said that, and then I realized there it didn't say one way or another, so I wasn't sure what.
But
so it is just replacing a.
Yes, it's a replacement. I may have said that wrong. The way we worded it, we're not trading one in right now in this process, but earlier in 2011 we actually sold 2. So I feel like it's
so you got rid of 2 and only replaced it with 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Landry. Mr. Stelly?
On, I don't know if this is on 30.5 or 30.6, but on the solid waste convenience centers, are we going to put incinerators or we're not going to incinerate anything?
No, sir, not at this time for vegetative waste. I'm assuming you're talking about we wouldn't be permitted for that kind of thing. It would change the entire complex of getting these up and running from a permit standpoint.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stelly. Mr. Landry.
Thank you, Mr. President. Along those same lines, Alan, some years ago, Mr. Andrepont had brought this up, I guess, more than one time on trying to get these, like the yard waste, and look, he's smiling. Being that we're kind of getting into that, these folks are going to be bringing you that type of material. Why can't that be done now?
Well, just to answer your question, Mr. Andrepont has not given up on that mission. We've been working on that. In fact, I have a meeting scheduled with Mr. Butch. I can't think of his last name off the top of my head, who is with the Department of Ag, who permits that. Mr. Andrepont wanted us to go down and see the facility in Lafayette and try and see if we can model something off of those lines. So it's still an ongoing process to work toward that goal, learn how they do it, and see if we can, see if something like that's going to be economical in Calcasieu Park.
Well, they can do it in Lafayette. We sure should be able to do it here.
Just for the, just in all honesty, the Lafayette one is heavily subsidized through their solid waste fees, so it doesn't run at a break even. So the challenge is going to be to make it economical. You can surely do it and find a facility and build it. It's the economics and ability to run it at a price that's affordable.
Okay. Stay after him there.
Thank you, Mr. Landry. Mr. Syed.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Looking at what we're doing as far as the solid waste is concerned, is the centers on both sides and the work that we're putting in. I would like for us to look in the near future and with the money that we are spending to make sure that we try to get more stringent on our fines for litter. Because we are doing all this, and so let everybody know that we're with us providing these facilities, that we need to be more strict on our, look at increasing our fines, because there's no reason for them to still do that, still litter and everything else. So it's just something, a heads up, I think we are look forward to once these centers come into play.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Size. Mr. Andrepont.
Thank you, Mr. President, members. Just to kind of add a little bit more spice to the stew here. All biodegradable materials that are going to the landfill, Chris, if we would consider going into a compost facility, it's kind of relative anyway. It's expensive to do these kind of things, but if you don't pick up stuff that's not going to the landfill, then there's going to be a break-off even somewhere, and something's going to be less here, maybe more there, but across the board, I guarantee you, it'll equate to about the same thing across the board. It's a long-range program. It's something I've been after now for how many years, Brian?
As long as I've been here.
And, if we don't stay after it, it's not ever going to happen. But we have made strides, and Alan has been real cordial in working and trying to get to Lafayette and tour their facility. And I've been there twice, and I tell you, I'm looking forward to going back again to see what strides they've made since the last time I've been. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Mr. Andrepont. Is there any other discussion? I have a motion by Mr. Andrepont with all bullets, and a second by Ms. Griffin. Any other discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Item 31, consideration of accepting the building modifications multi-agency resource center at the Office of Juvenile Justice Services as substantially complete. Have a motion by Dr. Mackey and a second by Mr. Size. Is there any discussion? Go ahead, Mr. Size.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Once again, I would like to try and ask all of our jurors if they have the opportunity to go for the ribbon cutting. I had the opportunity of going and visiting our Mark Center this week, and they did a fantastic job. It's really, and so we don't have the opportunity of going to the ribbon cutting this week. We need to go out there and visit and see exactly what we will wind up having as one of the Cadillacs of the state, as far as juvenile justice is concerned. The officers throughout the whole parish are excited about the fact of the matter that there's a place to actually do what we need to do as far as addressing our juveniles and everything. So we need to actually go out there and get a chance to see what the great job that this place is going to do. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Size. That ribbon cutting, I believe, too, is July 7th at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
For y'all to know. Okay. We vote on that? No. Okay. Any other discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Item 32, consideration of adopting
Move
a
on
resolution
32.
proclaiming June 20th through the 26th, 2011 as Amateur Radio Week in Calcasieu Parish. I have a motion by Mr. McMillan and a second by Mr. Guidry. Is there any discussion?
The amateur.
I would like to say something on that.
Go ahead, Mr. McMillan.
Yes, this is the ham radio operators that are going to be participating in this Amateur Radio Week. They have invited us all to come out and see what they do. Back during Hurricane Rita, I'm glad we were prepared with these guys because they were really our own voice out there of communication. So if you get a chance to go by Ponderosa Park in Westlake, they would definitely like to have you out there. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. McMillan. Is there any other discussion? Any objection?
Mr. President Clements, I'd like to ask fellow juror, Mr. McMillan, if he's going to be conducting his radio show doing that amateur radio.
No, it's totally different things.
Okay, I just thought maybe you might be doing your sports show out there at Ponderosa.
I might go then.
You might. Okay, Mr. Guidry, thanks for that. Any other discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion carries. Ms. Trimmer, you're quiet over there.
She can't see.
That's true.
Haven't heard a word?
Is this the end?
Almost. We're getting there.
Can I make that motion as soon as you finish?
Hang on. Okay, 33 is an advised that the adjudicated property will be offered for sale by Director of Division and Planning of Development on July 26, 2011. I have a few personal points of privilege, so hang tight.
All right.
Okay, Mr. McMillan.
Thank you, Mr. President. On item 16 on the High Hope Road project, one of the things that I didn't have a chance to do is Cade Cole, who's in our audience, is also on that gravity drainage board. Cade has done a tremendous job in helping with the grants, helping with the gravity drainage board, keeping this on a front burner project to get this in here. And I just want to make sure that we recognize Cade and all his hard work that he's done on the gravity drainage board. Thank you, Cade. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. McMillan. Mr. Andrepont.
Thank you, Mr. President. Another issue I'm not going to go away on. I'd like to address Mr. Connor, if I could, at this time.
Yes.
Lights on the bridge. Where are we, if anywhere?
I'll need to get a more recent update from Mr. Edwards, but my last conversation with him was that the data was being provided to DOTD for review, and I have not heard confirmation that that's been approved yet, but I know that the lights have been ordered and should be here sometime the first part of July. So once we get that approval, then hopefully they'll begin to put something up.
Well, whatever we have to do from this end to get somebody off center, you have my permission to do that.
Thank you, sir.
That's it.
I hope so.
Thank you, Mr. Angelpont. Mr. Bean.
Just wanted to briefly announce, very pleased to announce that your redistricting plan has been given pre-clearance by the Department of Justice, and I'm also very proud to announce it was the first government entity in the whole state of Louisiana to get that. So congratulations, and we appreciate your cooperation.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Mr. Beam, also, can we say that Mr. Cole had a great deal to do with that?
Very, very great deal, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Cade Cole.
Is it my up?
You're up.
Thank you for telling us that, because I was wondering when I saw that the State House had received their clearance, and I couldn't understand why they had and we hadn't. And I just want to thank the staff and Cade for what he came in and made the numbers all work and the areas all work. And I think everybody was pleased in the end with what finally came out. It was a lot of hard work to do it. It wasn't easy. And I move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn. We are adjourned.
Kevin, be thinking about